All right, so can you guys see my screen? All right, good afternoon, and I'm Aaron, and we have today's sections. We're talking about our new version about our ADAX solutions, and we're going to have a Q&A sections at the end of the webinar. So, okay, all right. So let's begin then. Okay, hi. I'm Aaron Wang, and I joined the Sun for last year, and I'm responsible for the ADAX business in global market. So in the meantime, if you guys have any question about the virtual desktop infrastructures, you can just contact me. And for today's webinar, we're going to cover like 3 parts. And the first one is the why we need a VDI solution, basically. The second will be sample application virtualization solutions that will be new for our international market. And at the end, we're going to cover the new features about our new versions, version 5.4.0. And during those 3 sections, we have 2 polling questions for you guys. So please just feel free to answer those questions. We will be happy to see your feedback. Let's start from the first sections. So why we need a virtual desktop infrastructures. Basically, we need VDI because we feel we have several challenges when we are using the traditional PCs. The first critical challenge we meet is the data security. And because when we're using the PCs, everything stored in the local hard drive, you believe me or not, so the employees have a million ways to take out the confidential data from the hard drive. And IBM done the research on 2015. So they investigate different sets of companies. Total amount will be 350. And the conclusion is based on those 350 companies, the average cost for the data leakage for those companies is 3.8 million US dollars. That's really big numbers. That's the first one. Second one will be complex management. Just imagine you have the company, you have organizations, 400 employees. So means you're going to have 400 PCs. Yeah, those 400 PCs distribute in different physical locations around the companies, maybe in different branches. So they take lots management workload for those IT guys. And also for PCs, the industry repair rate is 25% in their lifetimes. So means if you have 100 PCs, quarter of them will be repaired at least once during their lifetime. The third is a remote office. So we basically now in the modern life, so we say the work is integrated into the life. So the employee is not only working in the office, they may work at home, work during the business trip, and also maybe working in the field. So they have a requirement for remote office and BYOD. So basically that will be the three main challenge we have for the PC solutions. And we want to find the solutions to avoid those challenges. So that's why the VDI comes up. So basically the VDI will be everything we moving front end to the back end. Applications, data running on the servers on the back end, and transmit the image to the front end. So the front end can be a laptop, PC, or smart device, pad, phones, and also our thin client. So it can be anything. And yeah, that's our first polling questions. So please feel free to provide your feedback to us. The question is, what stops you or your organizations from adopting VDI to replace PCs? So basically, just imagine if you use VDIs, what stops you guys using the VDIs? All right, so we can see the results. So basically, most of people, you guys think you're not using the VDI is because of you guys are worried about the performance and the capabilities. All right. So let's continue our sections. Okay. And basically, based on the result, it just comes out from the polling questions. And in some for ADEX solutions, what we're trying to do is we're trying to make the solutions as much as we can to keep your existing user experience and also with the extremely good performance. So that's what we're trying to do right now. And we have we have these new versions. We're going to have 2-3 new versions going to launch in the second half of the year or even beginning of next year. So the main features for those coming versions is to make our functionality is even better for both reliabilities and performance. Okay. All right. So we have been talking about the challenge we have. So we say there will be the 3 key values for virtual desktop infrastructures. The first one, of course, is data security. Second one is operation. The third one will be mobilities. So VDI can solve those challenges as the product respective. So we have we have we call hybrid outstanding solutions. What's that mean? That means we have virtual desktop and application virtualizations, virtual desktop and virtual applications. So it will be focused on different scenario customers. So this is architectures about our virtual desktops. So in the front end will be the thin client PC, smartphones, and at the back in the data center will be the servers. On the top of is server virtualization and storage of virtualizations, and the desktop controllers. Okay, and we have totally management platform to cover the hardware virtualizations and the controllers. So we provide end-to-end VDI solutions. We're not really like other player in the market. They provide software only, but we provide software and hardwares. Yeah, this is our application virtualization solutions architectures. Basically, in the front end, it will be same with the VDI. So you can use smartphone, pad, PCs, thin clients, and the virtual machine is running on our VDS. Will be same platform with our virtual desktop infrastructures. So by logging, you need like a certified login to the systems and access to application resource at the back at the back end. Then we got the image transmission to the front end, deliver the application to the smart device. Okay, so some people will ask, what's the benefit for these solutions? The first one is you can access the system from anywhere, anytime, any device. So as I mentioned before, so so in the present time, so the employees most of the time need work in different places, in different times. Maybe they got a request from work when they are at home. Yeah, they need to access to the systems, to checking the documents, checking the data. So by using these solutions, there won't be any geography limitations for the work, won't be any time limitations for the work, and also there won't be any device limitation for the work. Basically, they can work anytime, anywhere. That's first one. Second one, everything can be shared across different platforms. So basically, is all the documents when you access to the system by your laptop, that will be same with when you access by your smartphone. So by using the traditional solution, just imagine if you're doing some work, yeah, you're doing some work in the office, and you are on the halfway of the finishing the report. Yeah, but you haven't finished yet. You need to go home. So what are you going to do? You need to use a flash drive and copy the halfway report to the flash drive, take it home, and finish at home, and copy your report back to your personal laptop. Now, do it at home. Okay, there will be Another issues will be data security. Okay, so but by using our solutions, so you can just save your report on the halfway in the office, and when you got home, access the systems from your own laptop, then you can continue do your work. So that will be much easier, much more convenient for our employees in the daily life, daily work. Third, the people will think, how about if I access the systems by using my own device? How about the data security? You see from this slides, it shows there will be 100% installations between the personal data and the company data. So it's only because everything is running on the back end, it's on the servers, and in the front end, in a smartphone, they won't downloading anything. They won't caching anything. So basically, they only transmit the image to your smartphones. So basically, there won't be any data download in your local smartphone drive. So the data will be 100% safe. Okay. And of course, the employee cannot copy any data from the system to the local drive without company data is stored in the servers and only transmit the image to the user device. Next, so when we're talking about the advantages of the solutions. The second, some people may ask, how much I need to pay? ROI for the management team. So just imagine, I give you guys an example, yeah, without using these solutions, what's a daily work look like? You know, I give you examples. In Philippines, there are many very good hospitals, okay? And the doctors need to visit different patients in the wards every day, okay? But right now, what doctor do? Doctor will carry several pieces of papers, and they need to write it down all the informations they get from the patients, every patient, and carry those papers back to the office and tapping in the system, in his systems, in his office. Why they need to do that? Because his systems, his system only running on the Windows operation systems. It's exe files. So they cannot run in the applications on the smart device, on the pad, on the mobile phones. No. Okay. If they want to run in his systems in the smart device, what they need to face? Long-term development, the software development with expensive price, high cost for the application reprogramming. But by using our solutions, one-time payment and half-day deployment, there will be migration of all the Windows applications from your laptop to the smart devices. So where are we going to use it, these solutions? We said work is integrated to the daily life right now. So some employees working in the field, for example, those sales guys, they need to work in the field and access to the systems to record the selling numbers and selling out numbers. The management teams, IT administrators need to give them the access for the systems. At the same time, they need to worry about the data security because those selling numbers are confidential data for those companies. Second, business trip. Yeah, I believe a business trip is quite common for majority of employees right now. They need to work in different places. Yeah. Third, work from home. Yeah, because sometimes the weather is really bad, or the employee cannot go to the office. Yeah, they need to work from home. So that they need the solutions to work from home, basically. Another scenarios, branch office across multiple countries. So most of the time, some organizations they have several branches office in across the different countries. For example, one in Indonesia, one in Philippines, one in mainland China. So how they solved it all the network connections. They have several solutions, but they all have their own disadvantages. The first one, easiest thing we can think, is upgrade our network bandwidth. Yeah, that's one of the solutions, but the existing latency issues cannot be solved. So yeah, existing latency issue, if they have like 50 milliseconds latencies, whenever you upgrade your network bandwidth, it's still got a 50 milliseconds latency. The second, purchase private line from carrier, but it's very expensive. Third, network transmission optimizations. Yeah, these solutions is not really suitable for a small quantity of the users. Yeah. So, application virtualization is a solution to give you the better user experience and and at the same time, our customers wouldn't spend much money on it. Here we got another polling question right here. Yeah, have you ever used application virtualizations before? Yeah, we will be more than happy to see your feedback. All right, let's carry on. So we saw some gentlemen already provide the feedback. That's really lovely. All right. All right. Yeah, we're moving to the new functionalities about our new versions. If you guys familiar with our solutions, our virtual desktop infrastructures, we use SRAP for the image transmissions, from backend to the front end. Is the bandwidth requirement, okay? And also we have one of the new features, HTML5 redirection technologies. So why we have that is all you know. So when they upgrading to Windows 10 from Windows 7, they increase the graphic resource consumptions. So the Windows 10, the graphic resource consumption is more than 30%, rather than Windows 7. This is just only for operating system itself. So a lot of customers, when they found, okay, their system upgrading to Windows 10 from Windows 7, so they need to pay more money for the hardware. So what we do right now is we using the technologies to do the HTML5 web-based, the encoding and the decoding. We're moving those progress from the backend server to the front end thin clients. So basically, everything about the web will be delivered to the front end. So we're saving saving the resource at the back end. So the advantages for these solutions, the the biggest advantages is bring down the cost for the customer hardwares. So that is the biggest advantages for these technologies. Okay, and another one will be the one they played in the videos, because most of the time we now watching the online videos like YouTube's. So when the customers watching the YouTube's or the online videos, the video streaming, they have a better experience. And we have a different ways to access the virtual desktop. From one is LAN, another one is WAN. So one is we access the virtual desktop from the internet. So what we do when we have our own protocols, which is called HEDC. So one customer access from the WAN. So what they do basically, see when you see the image right there. So first one, when they transmit the image, first one, the system will do the cache mapping. So when they do the cache mapping, they found the image was blurred. That's what they shows what they found from the caching. So those image already in the caching. So secondly, what they do the graphic recognitions. So for those new graphic shows on the desktops, So they pick up the image and the text. So they're going to compress the text and also transmit the image by using the video encoding and the decoding transmissions. So basically, when they're doing the encoding and decodings, they're doing separately from image and the text. So they transmit everything to the front end, image, and text and caching. So they do video decoding in the so it will show the image in the front end. So basically, we not transmit everything from back end to the front end. So what are the advantages for this one? First one, so we have like 95% for the catch hit ratios. So advantages for this number will be we reduce the traffic for the transmission by 40%. So means you need we minimize the bandwidth requirement and the traffic. So this is the bandwidth comparisons between our solutions to some other players in the market. So for the one access. So from those numbers, we can see we really close to Citrix solutions, and we are much better rather than Huawei solutions. And WinRAR solutions will be in the same level with Huawei solutions. Okay. And there's one thing I need to add up is one customer using Citrix solutions, when they using the one access, they need to purchase the individual hardwares, which is NetScaler. If they need to, if they want the HA, they need to purchase two. So two of these hardware cost up to $35,000. But with our solutions, there's no additional hardware is required. This functionality will comes up with these solutions in the first day you're purchasing them. So, and in the new versions, we made some optimizations for our Windows PC agent. Okay. So for some customers, especially for like banking customers and some employees working for the big companies, they require more than one PCs because they have more than one network. One is the internet, one is the intranet. So one is the external network, one is the internal network. So they need two PCs. In the traditional solutions, they basically need two monitors, two PCs, and we used to have the solutions. Is support we have one thin client and support two virtual machines, but the customer can only use one virtual machine at the same time and only one at the same time. So that was not really convenient for the customers. So we decided to optimize it. So we support multi-desktop in one window right now, one agent window. So means the customer can have up to 4 active virtual machine at the same time in one agent windows. And at the same time, we support dual screen, dual monitors. So basically that will be like if customer have two screens, they have one screen for internet, another screen for intranet. That will help them a lot to increase the working efficiencies. Management securities. So yeah, they put a lot of word on the slides, never mind. So what we do, we making different roles for the administrators in VDC and the VMPs. Different roles. They are all administrators, but they act in different roles. They have a different access. For example, audit administrators, they only have read access. They cannot change anything. They cannot like edit anything. So, but they only can read access, but they can read everything basically. Also, if the company have a headquarters and also they have a different branch offices, if for each branches offices, they have their own administrator, I believe. So we can set a different administrators. So for example, the branch office in Manila, the administrator only can see, can edit the functionalities and the policies in Manila office. They cannot do anything in headquarters or even in other branch offices. So, but administrator in headquarters, we can set, they can changing all the settings and the policies in headquarters and also in different branch offices. So we set different roles for administrators, so they have a different access. So we set a different level about the administrators, so they have their own level of the access to make sure their access, their roles will be separate from each others. So make sure the right persons have right access in the systems. Security policies, and also we upgrade our policies scenarios. I give you an example. So for example, we have employees. They have this gentleman is most of the time working in the office, and he have two desktops, two virtual machines, and desktop 1 and desktop 2. Okay, so we can set independent policies for those two desktops just under this gentleman's. So we can set policy 1 and policy 2 for those two desktops. And those two desktop policies will not going to affect each other's. If this guy is on business trip, see what's happened. So when this guy access from remotely from another IP address or the access from their own laptop, so the systems will detecting the IP is changed or device is changed. So we'll follow different policy levels. So we can set the different policy levels for different scenarios. So when the guys is away, so they can follow the confidential data or confidential policies. So will be policy 3. And for example, these guys need to get some temporary access. Okay, we can set the temporary access for example, in 2 hours. After 2 hours, so there will be this temporary access will be removed and going back to confidential data, confidential policies. Also, there's one functionalities, we got a one-click health check in the new versions. So basically, that will be one button shows on our VMP, so they call healthy check. So the customer can click the functions, and they will do business health check, system status check, system configuration check, and also hardware check, and going to generate a report and to show the risk, and also if there are some virtual machines have not been logging for the long terms, they will show alert telling the administrators there are some certain virtual machines have not been logging for the long terms. So those virtual machines need to be removed or do the further action for those virtual machines. So also this report, we can export this report to the local hard drive. So that will be very useful for the IT administrators. Yeah, here is the roadmap for our virtual desktop infrastructures. We can see we got another launch on September, and we're going to support the maximum 24 nodes in single clusters. Right now we support 12, but in September we're going to support 24. And we're going to support one new x86 thin client. We now have 200 STD200H and STD500. And in the current status, we set the new thin client we call STD400, but the name may be going to change. Yeah, but right now it's called STD400. And in the November, so we're going to support new GPUs, and we're going to support Ubuntu and CentOS, and also we're going to support Linux PC agent. So means if you're using the Linux desktops, you can running our virtual desktop agents on the Linux operating systems. And in the March of 2020 for the next years, and we'll support Mac agents, and also we're going to do some transmission optimizations to improve the performance in the further stage. Yeah, that's our roadmap for the next 1 year. All right, so that will be all for this afternoon sections, and that will be now is the Q&A sections. We got the questions is about the authentications. Yeah, we support several authentication methods. For example, SMS message, and the login password, and token like USB tokens, and also for the other external authentications, for example, like fingerprints or other device, we support some of those devices like card readers, fingerprint, and if we have a request for other external device, we can do the compatibility testings and make the support those devices. Okay. The policies can integrate with AD. Yes, it integrate with AD domains. Yes, our policies can integrate with AD. So our solutions, we can work with AD domain or without AD domain. We give the customer two options, but our other solutions they only can work with AD domains. Yeah. Yeah, for the virtual applications license, yeah. So for the virtual applications license, apart from the sample license, you need to pay for the Microsoft license. That will be one will be the Windows Server license. Another one will be the RDS license. Yeah, you need, for example, you have 200 users, you need to buy 200 Microsoft license. Yes. 还有，对，choose sample，对，choose sample versus choose yeah, as I said, uh, yeah, we have a certain reasons why customer choose Sanford rather than Citrix or VMware. I give you some examples. For example, no matter Citrix or VMware, they will provide software only. So when the customers need to deploy the virtual desktops in infrastructures, the first challenge they need to meet is compatibility issues. They need to buy the individual hardwares, server or storage, and purchase the software, even thin client. They need to purchase individual thin clients, and they need to add in everything together for the installations. Yeah, I'll give you an example. If the VDI solution with around like 200 users, okay, so if with the Citrix solutions, they need to take like around 3 days for the basic installations, put everything up together. But in our solutions, everything is installed in the manufacturers. So we shipped only one big box and one small box. Everything have been installed. So in the customer side, what they need to do, plug in the cables and do the simple configuration, then will be job done. So very simple. And the second one is we have some like specific functionalities, so which we don't have, or which Citrix don't have, but we have. It's the same with all the players in the market. So we have a competition analysis in our communities, and if you can access, you can have a look about it. And I can give you one more examples. You know what? By using the VDIs, most of the time the customer would like to control the USB access. Sometimes the customer need to have access read only. They cannot copy anything to the USB drive, but they can read the document from the USB drive, right? But with our solutions, by our solutions is just simple click. Just a simple click will be achieve the functionalities. But by Citrix solutions, they need to set several policies, and also they need to combine with the AD policies to achieve these functionalities. By using the Citrix self policies, this functionality cannot be achieved. Yeah. Support SAP when the SAP HANA. Yeah, for the SAP, so are you talking about the SAP like a ERP system, BI system, right? So because we running the clients on the Microsoft operating system, so everything for technically everything running Microsoft operating systems will be compatible with our systems. Network management requirement. For VDI's virtual desktop infrastructure was mainly focused on the physical access management. So in a lot of customers, what they do, they put one of our IAM Internet Access Management device, our own device, in front of a VDI device, so they can cover both network management and physical management. How about the Windows OS license running on VDI? Windows OS license. So Microsoft have their one individual license for allowing users running Microsoft operating system on the virtualizations. So this license called VDA. The Microsoft charge around $100 per user per year. So I saw the question about what's the main difference between the IAM and the NGAF. So I will forward these questions to our security product manager. This is out of my range. I'm sorry. Yeah, for the barter efficiencies, we have a TCO comparison tables between virtual desktop solutions with traditional PC solutions, and you can contact. You can leave your email. I can send it to you, or you can contact with one of our local guys to get the table. No problem. So, any more questions? All right. So I think that will be end up for the webinars. So if we're going to send one email about the feedback about this webinars. So if you have any further questions, just reply the email, and we will be more than happy to see your feedback. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.